I have a confession to make. Superheroes and science fiction genres have always captivated me. I've been a devoted fan of Star Trek, its series and movies, well, most of them at least, and I've thoroughly enjoyed most of the DC animated shows and films. Unfortunately, DC's live-action movies have been a mess in recent years, a fact no one really disputes. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, also known as the MCU on the other hand, dominated through its first 3 phases, with Avengers Endgame serving as an epic conclusion. But after that, the MCU spiraled, with Phase 5 films and Disney Plus shows falling flat for most fans. Now, James Gunn is trying to resurrect the DC Universe with his new Superman. But it's tough to stay excited about a genre that seems to be struggling on the big screen. That said, one show still stands out to me, even today, which is the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have to admit, when it first aired in 2013, I only watched the first 2 episodes before losing interest. At the time, it felt too generic, lacking the spark I expected. I loved Clark Gregg as Agent Coulson in the MCU movies, and was genuinely saddened when his character was killed off, so I was thrilled to see him headlining his own TV show. But those initial episodes didn't hook me, and I moved on. It wasn't until the lockdown, with time to spare and fewer distractions, that I decided to give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. another shot. By then, the series had already wrapped up after an impressive 7-season run. I figured if it lasted that long, there had to be something truly special about it, so I dove in, and I was blown away. I wished I had stuck with the show during its original run because it did more than entertain. It filled in gaps from the MCU movies and expanded on the Hydra storyline in ways that were both disturbing and fascinating. The twists and revelations about Hydra were shocking, peeling back layers of betrayal and conspiracy that made you rethink everything. Now, whenever I rewatch the MCU movies and hear a reference to Hydra, I can't help but laugh because unless you've watched this show, you'll never truly understand the depths of what Hydra was, or who they were. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. added context and weight to the MCU, making it an essential piece of the puzzle for fans of the franchise. Hi, and welcome to Timeless New York City. I'm Lena, and today we're diving into one of the most epic and underrated superhero series of all time, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This show isn't just about saving the world, it's about the magic of teamwork, resilience, and finding your place in a universe full of chaos, both cosmic and personal. Whether you're here as a lifelong fan or new to the series, you're in for a treat. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into classic sci-fi and superhero shows. And if you're feeling inspired, check out my online store, Timeless New York City. And I am working on adding new merchandise for the new year and season. Now, settle in, and let's relive the timeless adventure, heartbreak, and heroics of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like any long-running show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had its highs and lows. Not every episode or even every season was great, but overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The show spent its first 6 seasons loosely connecting itself to the MCU timeline, but it also ventured into some wildly strange storylines that pushed the boundaries of its universe. It introduced characters like Ghost Rider, whose fiery vengeance added a supernatural edge, and the Inhumans, which felt like Marvel's answer to the X-Men, though that's a debate for another day. The show redefined Hydra, revealing it to be linked to Hive, an ancient and powerful Inhuman with chilling ties to their operations. It expanded the Kree storyline, delving deeper into their impact on Earth and beyond. One of the strangest arcs involved an alternate reality created by an artificial intelligent digital assistant known as Ada for short, a scenario that feels eerily possible in today's world. That storyline alone was unsettling and captivating. Phil Coulson, the heart of the show, died and came back so many times I lost count, 6 or 7, depending on how you interpret his transformations. The introduction of the Chronicoms, a race of ancient, semi-robotic aliens, brought another fascinating dimension to the series. Enoch, one of their own, became a standout character with his dry humor and unwavering loyalty. The time travel arcs took the team to the past, reintroducing characters like Daniel Souza from Agent Carter, and to the future, where their actions splintered them off into largely standalone adventures. The show tackled everything from alien invasions to alternate dimensions, synthetic life forms, and even the concept of breaking timelines. And this barely scratches the surface of the weird, outrageous, and occasionally brilliant storylines the show explored during its run. Despite the madness, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. managed to weave these elements together into a series that was uniquely its own, making it a wild ride worth taking. With all this said, I want to kick off this deep dive into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. by first exploring its connections to the MCU movie timeline. Whether you're a longtime fan or someone who's always wanted to dive in, I hope my breakdown resonates with you and inspires you to rediscover this incredible series. So, let's start with the foundation: how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connected to the MCU and became a unique bridge between the movies and its own expansive storytelling. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which ran from 2013 to 2020, is a Marvel television series created by Joss Whedon, Jed Whedon, and Marissa Tancharoen. Led by the resurrected agent Phil Coulson, played by Clark Gregg, the show follows a team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents tackling superhuman threats, alien technology, and covert missions. While forging its own identity, the series skillfully connects to the MCU, expanding on its events and themes across 7 thrilling seasons. Here's how it tied into the MCU. The first season opens in the wake of the Avengers, with Phil Coulson's shocking resurrection after his death at Loki's hands. Coulson leads a team tasked with managing superhuman threats and alien technology in a rapidly changing world. Early episodes explore the aftermath of major MCU events, including Thor: The Dark World, when the team deals with alien artifacts left behind in London after Thor's clash with the Dark Elves. These connections firmly establish the show within the MCU's evolving timeline, emphasizing its role as a bridge between larger movie events. The season takes a dramatic turn with Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where it's revealed that Hydra has been secretly embedded within S.H.I.E.L.D. for decades. This game-changing event is mirrored in the series, particularly in Episode 17, Turn, 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 where Coulson's team grapples with betrayal and the collapse of their organization. Forced to go underground, they must navigate a world where trust is fragile and enemies are everywhere. This shift transforms the series from a procedural into a tense, high-stakes drama, laying the foundation for long-term arcs about survival, loyalty, and rebuilding. In Season 2, Episode 19, titled The Dirty Half Dozen, directly ties into Avengers: Age of Ultron by showcasing S.H.I.E.L.D.'s vital, behind-the-scenes role despite its collapse. As Coulson rebuilds the organization in the shadows, his team tracks Hydra's remaining operatives and uncovers critical intelligence about Baron von Strucker's hidden base in Sokovia. Their investigation reveals that Strucker possesses Loki's scepter, a weapon of immense power, and is using it to experiment on individuals with latent abilities. This information is relayed to Maria Hill, who passes it to the Avengers, setting up their assault on the base in the opening moments of the film. By exposing S.H.I.E.L.D.'s covert efforts to assist the Avengers, the show bridges the gap between Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Age of Ultron, underscoring the continued relevance of Coulson's team in the MCU. Also in Season 2, Episode 20, titled Scars, brings a crucial connection to Avengers: Age of Ultron into focus with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s recovery and deployment of the Quinjet, a vital piece of equipment for the Avengers' mission. This detail, which I hadn't fully grasped until watching the show, sheds light on Nick Fury's pivotal moment in the film when he arrives with the Quinjet to save Captain America and Black Widow. His line, "pulled her out of mothballs with help from an old friend," now makes perfect sense, as it directly ties to Coulson and his team working behind the scenes. They ensure the Quinjet is restored, operational, and strategically positioned for the Avengers' use during their Sokovia assault. This hidden effort not only connects the series to the film, but also underscores S.H.I.E.L.D.'s enduring role in protecting the world. Even after its collapse in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Season 4 takes a darker, more mystical turn with the introduction of Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes, whose fiery vengeance is tied to a mysterious and ancient artifact called the Darkhold. This mystical book of ultimate knowledge becomes central to the season, unlocking secrets about magic and alternate dimensions. concepts that echo the broader exploration of mysticism in Doctor Strange. While the season doesn't directly tie into specific MCU films, it complements the cinematic universe by expanding the understanding of supernatural forces and their consequences. In parallel, the season explores cutting-edge themes of artificial intelligence with the creation of Ada, an advanced android who evolves into a formidable threat and dives into government oversight through the Sokovia Accords, subtly connecting to the MCU's shifting stance on powered individuals. The combination of supernatural elements, AI dangers, and ethical dilemmas gives the season a unique edge while keeping it grounded in the Marvel Universe. Season 5 opens with the team transported to a fragmented, post-apocalyptic future where Earth has been destroyed by an event tied to Daisy Johnson, known as Quake. Struggling to survive, they uncover a shattered world dominated by the Kree while working to unravel the mystery of Earth's destruction and find a way back to their present. As the season progresses, the team returns to the present day, only to face a new existential threat: Glenn Talbot's transformation into the superpowered being Graviton. In episode 20, The One Who Will Save Us All, Glenn Talbot absorbs massive amounts of gravitonium, convinced it will make him Earth's savior. Through interactions with alien forces like the Confederacy, Talbot learns of Thanos' impending invasion, subtly tying the show to Avengers: Infinity War. His misguided plan to confront the Mad Titan underscores the immense stakes looming in the MCU. While the series avoids directly addressing the snap or endgame, it reflects the universal consequences of Thanos' actions, adding depth to the MCU's larger narrative. Ultimately, the season concludes with yet another emotional blow as Coulson dies again, a bittersweet end to the chaos, as his sacrifice cements his legacy while the team grapples with the fate of their fractured world. Season 6 opens with the shocking return of Coulson, or so it seems, because apparently, even in death, Coulson can't catch a break. Yes, he's back. Again. At this point, dying seems to be Coulson's most reliable skill. The mysterious Sarge, a doppelganger of the beloved leader, arrives, bringing with him chaos and questions about alternate realities. While no specific MCU events are referenced, broader themes of universal instability and interdimensional incursions echo the MCU's post-Avengers. Endgame focus on multiversal storytelling. Sarge's arrival hints at the possibilities of dimensional overlaps and alternate realities, expanding the show's narrative while maintaining ties to the larger Marvel Universe. Season 7, my absolute favorite season, kicks off with yet another resurrection of, who else? Coulson. But this time, it's in the most controversial way. As a life model decoy. I'll admit, it took me a few rewatches to come to terms with the writer's bold decision, but once I did, I appreciated how it added a new layer to his character. This season delivers an epic conclusion by diving headfirst into time travel, with the team journeying through pivotal historical moments to prevent S.H.I.E.L.D's collapse. One of the season's standout arcs ties directly into Hydra's origins, particularly their early infiltration of S.H.I.E.L.D., connecting back to Captain America: The First Avenger. A particularly powerful moment sees the team witnessing the seeds of Hydra being planted during World War II, offering a chilling nod to the Red Skull's influence and the Tesseract's early discovery. In the final episodes, the team's time travel mechanics draw strong parallels to the quantum realm concept from Avengers: Endgame. While the quantum realm itself is not mentioned, the show uses advanced chronicom technology to navigate time and restore critical historical moments. Similar to the quantum realm's function in Endgame, the team relies on precise calculations through the time stream, a representation of the timeline monitored by the Chronicoms, to counteract timeline disruptions and prevent S.H.I.E.L.D's erasure. This shared emphasis on precision and stakes ties the show thematically to the MCU's exploration of time travel. In the final battle, the Chronicoms aim to rewrite history by collapsing the timeline, forcing the team to secure key events while battling across multiple eras. Their actions ultimately create a splintered timeline, mirroring the concept of divergent realities discussed in Endgame. By embracing this divergence, the show acknowledges its departure from the main MCU continuity. while aligning with the broader understanding of how time and reality operate within the Marvel Universe. This conclusion solidifies Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a companion to the MCU's exploration of time travel, offering a unique but complementary perspective on these advanced concepts. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. evolved from a tightly interwoven extension of the MCU into a bold standalone series that carved its own identity. In its early seasons, it was deeply tied to MCU events, connecting to The Avengers, Thor's The Dark World, Captain America's The Winter Soldier, and Avengers Age of Ultron. These seasons bridged the films by exploring S.H.I.E.L.D's fall, Hydra's infiltration, and laying groundwork for the Avengers' missions. As the series progressed, it expanded Marvel's lore with the introduction of the Inhumans and the mystical Darkhold, adding supernatural and cosmic dimensions that complemented MCU themes without relying on direct film tie-ins. By seasons 5 through 7, the show embraced its independence, diving into alternate dimensions, time travel, and cosmic threats, while occasionally nodding to events like Avengers Infinity War and Hydra's origins. Ultimately, the show separated itself from the main MCU continuity, focusing on the personal struggles and triumphs of its characters, and solidified its legacy as one of Marvel's most ambitious and enduring series. When I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in full a few years ago, I couldn't help but think how much stronger the show might have been if it tied more directly into the MCU. With the MCU dominating at the time, I expected the series to integrate major MCU characters, especially given how beloved Agent Coulson was after the Avengers. While Nick Fury did appear twice, most of the guest stars were secondary MCU characters like Agent Maria Hill, Lady Sif, Agent Sitwell, and Peggy Carter. The show struggled with ratings and was nearly canceled after season 4, which made sense considering its mixed reviews and the immense popularity of the MCU films during that era. After rewatching the show and seeing how Marvel Studios transitioned to integrating its TV projects like WandaVision and Loki directly into the MCU with, let's be honest, mixed results, I'm actually glad the show didn't become a major plot point in the larger MCU. By remaining a beloved outlier, it had the creative freedom to evolve into its own self-contained epic. It explored corners of the MCU that the films never dared to touch, carving out a legacy as one of Marvel's most ambitious and enduring series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree, or do you wish it had tied more directly into the MCU? I've been wanting to do a review of each season for a long time, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Don't forget to check out my playlist for more content and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my latest uploads. Your support keeps this channel going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.